new features that we've added into the software. Compared to some earlier releases like 8.1 for instance, 8.2's got a lot of end user items that people are going to be really excited about. Your users as well as the admin who administrate the SnapStream software. There's a lot of crowd pleasers in this release, so I'm really excited to be able to show it to you today. Before we get going, though, a little housekeeping. You can ask questions to me right there in the chat window, or even better, as the questions window on your GoToWebinar application. Any questions you have are going to either be answered by me during the call or by my colleagues that are standing by waiting for your questions. If we don't immediately get to your question, we will in just a few moments. There's usually the questions get stacked up a little bit in the middle of these webinars. But stand by, we'll definitely be answering every single question. We'll stay on until every question has been answered. Really quick as well, to upgrade to 8.2, all you need to do is go to snapstream.com/upgrade. I'll also put it there in the chat window so you can see it, but it's very easy. It's snapstream.com/upgrade. For SnapStream customers, the upgrade is free. There's no additional cost needed for the upgrade. You can, almost all hardware that's out in the field there is upgradable. You'll have all the features that I'm showing you today, and many of you are on earlier versions anyway, so you'll see a lot of features in your software that you're not currently seeing today. So I do recommend everybody go to snapstream.com/upgrade. Sign up for your upgrade. You can choose a time that works great for you, and from there, our support team will reach out to schedule that upgrade with you. Again, for those of you who I haven't talked to in the past, my name is Eric Cohn. I have dual roles here at SnapStream. I'm both the Customer Success Specialist as well as the West Coast Account Manager. I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of you in person, which is really great. Some of you I have not met. If you ever need to get a hold of me for any reason, you can absolutely do that just at eric@snapstream.com. I'll share all this information again, but I just kind of wanted to introduce myself before we got going. So really, just to jump in, the biggest feature that we've added into 8.2 is something that our customers have been asking for a lot, and something that we've been really wanting to deliver for our customers, and that is, if we go to the next slide here, automatic channel changing in cloud. So with the SnapStream encoder that many of you have as part of your SnapStream setup, it used to be that you couldn't change a channel on those SnapStream encoders. You would be set to, for instance, if you had 4 channels, you'd be set to those 4 channels. You could change them, but it was a little bit of a pain to do. It was a little bit of a bottleneck for a lot of our customers, and we wanted to make sure we could take care of that. Now, it wasn't technically difficult, but we did get it worked out, so you can now change. You can do automatic channel changing with the SnapStream encoder. Now, what does that mean? Instead of having those 4 channels, for instance, if you had a 4-channel encoder, or a single encoder that is, you can have your full lineup. So if you have DirecTV, for instance, you could have your entire lineup of DirecTV channels for your cloud server. Now, you would still only be able to record 4 items at a time if that's all you have as one encoder. But you could record anywhere on your television lineup. So it's a really nice way to really open up your SnapStream Cloud as well as SnapStream servers that recording QAM or analog so you can record on multiple channels across a spectrum. Your system, and I'll show you this as we go into the demo of the software, will have your entire lineup available to you. And again, you can record just as many channels as you have, but it'll automatically change the channel to whatever you're looking to record at that moment. If you have any questions about this, let me know. You can again ask me in the questions field. It's very simple as far as setup is concerned. It's a one-time setup, and it's either going to be for cable or satellite set-top boxes. You would use an IP blasting solution, or if it's clear QAM or an ATSC antenna, just a standard over-the-air antenna, you would just use our built-in QAM ATSC tuner. So it's, again, a very simple process, something that our customers have been asking for, and we're really excited we've been able to add to the software. Next is a zoomable track bar. The zoomable track bar is something that's going to allow you to find the exact clipping in and out points more quickly and easily than ever before. We've heard from our customers over and over that they want to be as precise as possible, so we've gotten very precise. And again, we're going to go into this in just a moment, but we've made it so you can go down to the millisecond in your clipping to be able to get very, very precise clipping. Now, what does that look like? Well, first, I got a little GIF here to show you. You can set your predefined window durations of 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute. You can see you have all different types of options here, or you can even pick your own custom start and end points for that for the zoomable track bar. Once you've got the window that you want, you can slide it around the main web player track bar. And then you can use the zoomable track bar to select your exact in and out points, down again to the exact millisecond. That looks just like this. Now you could do this either for inside your start point and end point inside inside that window, or you could just, if you needed to get a very specific start or a very specific endpoint, you can just use that to use your zoomable track bar to be able to choose your start point and end point. It makes it so you can get even tighter start point, end point on your clipping, and make sure that you're only getting the exact points in your recording that you're looking for. It's a really, really nice way to be able to make sure your clipping is exactly what you need. If you got any questions, again, about that zoomable track bar, go ahead and ask it in the questions field. Again, we'll go into this in just a moment as we go into the demo, but we're really, again, excited about that zoomable track bar. Next is near frame accuracy when it comes to clipping live TV. So when you're clipping in progress recordings, we want to make it as precisely accurate as possible. We're taking every step that we possibly can to improve clipping accuracy. We've gone down to essentially give or take 2 frames from your start point and end point, even from when you're clipping live television. That went from our last release, which is give or take about 10 frames. We're getting it even tighter with H.264 transport stream clips being accurate to within give or take 2 frames. We're always working on improving that, and so I would assume with our next release we're going to be even better than, we're going to be even tighter than that. Next is something, again, our customers have been asking for, and we're so happy we were able to bring into this release, is watermarking of social posts. So this is, you'll get a real kick out of this as we go into our demo, but you can add a GIF, a JPEG, or a PNG file, adjust your position and location of that file, and enable that watermark for your social media clips. This is a real game changer for your social posts to be able to watermark that content. I know a lot of you are really excited about this feature. If you have any questions about that, again, you can ask it in the question field in our GoToWebinar application. Next, as you know, we have inside SnapStream right now, we have export options for Twitter, for Facebook, YouTube, Google Cloud, Amazon S3, and FTP, as well as SFTP. Well, we've added even more options. We know this is important for our customers to be able to get your content wherever you need it very, very quickly. So we've added, with this release, we've added Dropbox, Google Drive, FTPS, as well as Uyala. Not great at saying that word, but we did add it nonetheless. So you can export directly from SnapStream into these new options. And not only did we add additional options, we made it easier to export that content. We actually added a brand new function to our clip and field, where you can actually export that content to wherever you need to export it while you're clipping it. So if you needed that file in your Dropbox, you could clip it and export it in one shot very, very, very quickly. And we've added all kinds of additional items as well, like a recording file name structure choosing. So if you need your recording file to be something other than the default, you can choose that recording structure, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. Again, something that our customers have been asking for is custom logo. If you work for an organization and you would rather the SnapStream say your organization's logo than the SnapStream logo, and that may be the case, you can actually customize that logo now for the very first time. We've also increased the quality for our Twitter and Facebook uploads. So the quality of video is going to be significantly increased between our last release and this release. We've added all kinds of social media statistics that weren't in the software previously, as well as an alert functionality that'll only send you an alert on weekdays. I know a lot of you work Monday to Friday, not all of you, but some do, and you may not want to get those alerts during the weekend. So we can actually set up an alert function that will alert you on Monday for all those media mentions that you missed over the weekend. And then finally, we've also added some export system stats, so you can get content, or you can bring back to your bosses, to your colleagues, some statistics on how that your end users are using your SnapStream. So as we always say here at SnapStream, seeing is believing. It's always better to actually just see what we're talking about rather than have me speak about it. So I'm going to jump right into the software. Again, if you have any questions, please, I see we're answering all kind of questions there in our questions field on the GoToWebinar application. Please continue to ask those questions, and again, my colleagues are standing by to answer your questions. Now let's jump right in here to the SnapStream software. Now it looks as it did before, which is great. We don't want to change it up too much on our customers. But let's go ahead and we'll jump in right here into a recording. So I'll go into CNN, for instance, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at that zoomable track bar. So when I look at the zoomable track bar, I click right here on this brand new button that says Zoom Track Bar. Now from here, I'm going to just pause it for just a moment. I can choose that window again that I was talking about earlier. Maybe I want to see this 30 seconds, or if I want to see a 3-minute window, or maybe I want to go very precise and I only want to see a 5-second window. So we're looking here at 5 seconds, right? I can come into the zoomable track bar, make a start point, and you see right here it does show me down to the thousandth of a second, and I can then make my endpoint. You see it goes quite a bit quicker. Maybe this is where I want to make my endpoint, or I can even move it around slightly, get down to that exact moment that I'm looking for inside my video. I can make it very, very tight edits using that zoomable track bar, and then I can just hit my clip end. Now, what I was saying earlier is that it doesn't necessarily have to be inside this window. Maybe I wanted to make my start point a very tight, precise start point. I go ahead and make my start point. I can zoom out, and now I can let it play out as normal, and then I can make my endpoint. So you can be as precise as you need to be with your start points and endpoints. Make sure that the clips that you're making include only the information that you want, or only the video that you want in that clip, and nothing else. So that's the zoomable track bar. Again, really, really excited about this feature, making it possible to get very, very precise start points and endpoints in our SnapStream video. Next is the alert functionality that I was just mentioning about weekends. So I can come in here. Many of you are using alerts already. You'll either have a daily, a twice daily, every 6-hour alert, whatever it might be, you have that option to set up here. This is a feature I'm really excited about, where we can say weekdays. You know what? I only want to get something weekdays. When I'm at home, I don't want to be annoyed by these alerts, or I don't want, annoyed's probably not the right word, I don't want to be receiving those alerts. So I can set up my alert as I normally do, but if I won't get anything on Saturday and Sunday, I'll get on Monday all those media mentions that I missed on Saturday and Sunday. So it's just a nice way to make sure that if you don't need to be getting those alerts on the weekends, you can choose a weekday frequency. Next is the export options that we were just discussing as well. As I said, we have all kinds of great options inside SnapStream that have already been a part of the software, but now we have additional options. So I set those up on the administrative side, and I go to folders. Now I can choose my export destinations. You can see I've already made a couple here. I made a Dropbox one and a Google Drive export destination. That's obviously my top secret files, as you can see. All I need to do to set up those export destinations is hit this little plus sign, and I have under type, I have folders, and I have all the different export options that I have available to me. It's very, very easy to set these up. I know that our EDU customers are going to be really excited about Ooyala and as well as Google Drive, Dropbox. We're really, really excited to bring in these new export options right into the software. It's incredibly easy to set that up. You can see I've already linked my account. I can choose the path I want to send it to, and then as soon as I've done that, it's available as an export destination. So how do I get content off of my SnapStream into Dropbox, into Google Drive, or whatever it might be? Well, I just make a clip as I always do. Make a start point. I'll go forward a little bit, make an end point, and I hit that clip button. Now I can give it a title. I can say Trump tweets. That's what this clip's referring to. And I can choose, for the first time, again, I can clip it as I normally do, or I can say clip and export. Then I hit next, and all my export destinations that I've set up are going to be right there. So if I wanted to export it to my Dropbox or export it to my Google Drive, I just choose the location. I can choose whether I want my auxiliary files, like my SRT file or my XML files, to be added, or even if I wanted to keep that clip in my library as well. I can choose all those options right here, and then I just hit clip and export. Now I can also do the same thing here. If I wanted to just export this, I can choose the clip that I want it to export. I can do it from my library. So there's a clip from the Rangers game. I can say more actions, export, and there's my same options as well. So you have the option to do it when you're clipping, or you have the option to do it after you've already clipped it. It's very, very easy, and you can see it's clipping and it's also exporting that file. I see some questions coming in about exporting. Please keep them coming. We have our support team standing by to answer any questions that you have. Please keep those questions coming in. Next is a feature that I'm so excited about: watermarking. Watermarking is going to be on the admin side of the software. You hit admin, and then instead of you're actually just going to go to transcoding right there. Now if I go to the bottom of the page here on transcoding, you see now I have an option that says configure watermark. I can click on that. I've already actually configured it. You can see it's a super high contrast photo of myself, which I don't love, but I digress. There's my photo right there. I can choose my watermark. I can upload whatever the watermark may be. I can choose the watermark position: bottom right, bottom left, top right. I even can do a little bit of I can make it a little opaque if I needed to. Maybe I don't want to be quite so bright. I can choose my opacity right there. So let's do that one right kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now I have that enabled for my account now. Once I hit enable watermark, it is enabled for my account, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save on that. From here, I'm going to make a clip as I always do. Now again, these are watermarking for your social posts. So let's go ahead and say we want to watermark a clip from Let's Make a Deal. I just make my start point, I make my end point, and I'm going to hit my Twitter button. We're going to post this clip to Twitter. There's my Twitter account. I choose video. I can add my text to my tweet right there, and I'm going to say apply watermark. Now you have the option to apply the watermark or to turn it off for each individual post, and then I can go ahead and hit that tweet button. I'm going to pause this video for just a second. It is very, very easy to grab that image, to tweet it, and post it to my social media. Now I see a question coming in: what type of file does a watermark need to be? It's a great question. It can be a GIF, of which it will take the first frame. It can be a JPEG, or it can be a .png. So those are the three files that we accept. You can choose whatever the file is best for you, and it'll be added right there to the social media function, or to your social media post. Now this is completing as we speak. We'll go ahead and take a look at what my mug looks like on this post in just a moment. As it finishes, there it goes. So I hit view tweet, and there's my picture on the commercial. It's a really, again, a very easy way to be able to share that content and grab excuse me, and add a watermark right to it. But if you have questions, I do see a lot of questions coming in about watermarking. Please continue to ask any questions that you have. We are standing by to answer those questions. On the same sort of theme as watermarking, we also have the functionality in the software now to add a custom logo right into SnapStream. If you don't love our SnapStream logo up here, or if you want it to be something that's particular to your organization, it's very, very easy to change it now. You just come over here to the admin side and choose miscellaneous. I hit miscellaneous and I come down just a little bit here. And at the bottom you see we now have use custom logo. Now, I've already loaded my custom logos up here. They're beautiful heart shapes that say Eric. And then I have just a little E for a custom small logo. We'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. You can use whatever the logo is that you want. We do tell you what the standard logo sizes are, 183 by 34 pixels and 42 by 34 pixels. You can upload whatever you'd like at those sizes. We also, if you are uploading oversized photos, we do have a clipping functionality that'll help you choose what 183 by 34 size area you want. So now that I've uploaded those images, I can come back over here and I can say use custom logo. Now I'm going to hit on that, and I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now all I do at this point is refresh. Look at that beautiful logo that says Eric right there on the top left-hand corner. I'm sure my colleagues are going to be really, really excited to see that. And I can also, you remember I uploaded a smaller logo. I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit smaller, get my burger menu here, keep going, and you can see it made brought my smaller logo in. So for mobile and for smaller screens, you will see the smaller logo. Larger screens, you'll see that larger logo. I do see a lot of questions coming in about these, so I know these are exciting features for our users on the call, so I'm really excited you're going to get a chance to start playing around and start using these logos. I tell you what, I'm going to switch this back so my colleagues don't have to see my name across our demo server, but it's just as easy as that to change that setting. One last thing that was in that miscellaneous field that we did hit on just very briefly in our slides earlier is that is down here we have the capability to change the default file name as well as the default recording file name as well. So we can change how those file names are created for clips or for recordings. Excuse me, clips or for recording. So if you want it to be something different other than what the default may be, which is what this looks like, you can choose that right here. We've had that for the clip functionality for a while, but now we have that available for all recordings. So if you want it to be something else, you can do that right here. All right, just a few more things I want to show you before we wrap up today's call. Please, again, keep those questions coming in. Again, you can schedule your upgrade to SnapStream 8.2 just by going to snapstream.com/upgrade. You can choose the time that you want for your upgrade and set that right there. Now, if I go into my social dashboard, we added all kinds of brand new social stats that we're really, really excited about here. Now, most of these are demo posts, so you'll notice there's not a lot of interaction on them, but you'll see that any content that you're posting to social media, you do have some really, really nice new social statistics to see what kind of views are organic, what are viral, what are paid. You can see whether the people that are looking at your content are fans, whether they've engaged with that content. If you want to see if they've given it a thumbs up or negative feedback or maybe Mr. Angry Face here, you can choose. You get all kinds of really, really nice social media insights just by going into our social media dashboard to take a look at those. Now that's for Facebook. We do give you some insights into Twitter as well. The views as well as the likes, that's going to be available, as well as any YouTube post also. Now, finally, we do have some functionality inside the software that allows you to export your sessions info, your playback info, and so forth. If you want to be able to bring some nice statistics to your company or to your boss, you can do that very, very easily here from the administrative page, as well as the each individual tab here, where you can see you have the option to export to CSV. So if I wanted to export my playback history to CSV, I can go ahead and hit that button. It's going to export it right out. I've got my playback history, which I can then view directly inside whatever I view my CSVs in. It's a nice way to be able to view that content, show the usage that your users are using on the system, as well as clipping functionality and so forth. Please continue to add and ask any questions that you have about anything that I've shown you this far. We're going to just jump back really, really quickly here into this slide while we talk about recording in H.264. Now, almost all the features that I showed you today are being used with the SnapStream encoder with recording in H.264. Previously, most of you were recording in MPEG-2 instead of H.264. Now, what are the benefits of recording in H.264? Well, it allows for seamless playback in almost all browsers and devices with no browser plugin. For those of you who've used SnapStream for a while, you can remember that browser plugin, and I'm sure you're pretty excited that we're moving away from that. We also allow automatic conversion of recording and clips to H.264, which takes away from having to run any transcode workflows inside SnapStream. We also allow you to get higher clip precision, as we've talked about today, with accurate clipping for H.264 recordings and clips. Now, for most of our customers, we're going away from MPEG-2 recording and going to H.264 using that SnapStream encoder. So the SnapStream encoder takes in your TV source and connects to your SnapStream over your LAN. It's going to take in that TV source, transcode it to H.264, and send those H.264 feeds directly to your SnapStream. Again, that allows for plugin-less playback across all modern browsers and devices. And we've seen over the last couple of years that most browsers are getting away from MPEG-2 support. Chrome already has, and there's about 9 months left to support in Firefox before they go away from that completely as well. We see it across the industry that people are going away from MPEG-2 support to H.264 recording. We have SnapStream encoders that can take in component HDMI. We have SnapStream encoders that can take in QAM or ATSC. So whatever your source may be, you can take in that source and get H.264 to be fed into your SnapStream server. It's a low-cost option that the SnapStream encoder. And the really beautiful thing about the encoder is that you are actually going to be able to record H.264 at essentially this similar quality as you were at MPEG-2, with about half the storage needs as MPEG-2. So your archive depth with H.264 is going to be almost twice of what you were recording at MPEG-2. So if you're not already recording in H.264, I definitely recommend you reach out to your SnapStream account manager, figure out whether this is something that you want to do here in the short term. We're definitely recommending that all of our customers, if they're not already recording in H.264, do consider moving that way here shortly. So that's everything I wanted to show you with SnapStream 8.2. Please continue to ask any questions you have, whether it's about SnapStream 8.2, whether it's about transcoding or about putting in SnapStream encoders for H.264 recording. Or if you have any questions at all, please continue to ask them there inside the SnapStream, the GoToWebinar application. We're going to be standing by to answer any questions that you have. Please go to snapstream.com/upgrade to schedule your upgrade. Again, it's a free upgrade for all of our customers, and it's a very simple process. You just choose the time that you want, and we will reach out and just do that upgrade for you. Again, my name's Eric Cohn. If you have any questions, you can reach me at eric@snapstream.com. I really appreciate you being on the call today. Thank you so much, and good luck with everything. Have a great day.